This is the show that has hosted everyone from Sugar Ray Leonard to Keith One-Time Thurman. This is Tough Talk Tonight, brought to you by Heavy Bag Boxing.
All right, welcome to another episode of Tough Talk Tuesday. As always, I'm your host, Lucas Biggers. Alongside me tonight, live is Rob. I got him blocked out currently. There he goes. Have to fix that one. But on the other end here, we got Sakura. Maybe. Where you at, Sakura?
Oh, I'm here. I'm trying to. Oh, I got like some kind of shortage going on.
Well, Rob's live. Y'all who've seen the show know me and him don't always agree, so now he's within choking range. Just choke him. First, we're going to talk about what you can see here, which is the low blow. Edwards clearly losing. Guys, what do you think about this? Should have been disqualified, and where do we go from here?
Yeah, so I mean, it was a low blow, but it wasn't just a low blow. It was a low blow after he was on his knee. After he was on the knee. And my issue with this whole thing is that the guy was down. You don't need to give that extra blow. I can see it, the momentum carried you, and you can kind of argue that with the way that he was going, but it was a little bit after the fact. He was already on the knee. Now, that being said, I feel like the referee did not step in at all. Nowhere near when he should have stepped in. So they had to take the points, and they had to discuss this after the fact because the referee wasn't there. The referee should have made this decision. So to me, it's really the referee's fault because he never stepped in when he should have and allowed this to happen.
I mean, I definitely agree with you there. 1 second here. I think we're having some technical difficulties.
I mean, because to me, low blow aside, the man was down. He was obviously down, and there was no count when the fatal blow was thrown. Then they want to come back and negotiate or discuss what happened, and then disqualify a fighter after the fact that the referee still had yet to step in at any point in time. It was just a bad referee night and referee moment, in my opinion. I would have punished the guy, but I don't think you should have took the win a victory away from him. I don't think it was enough of a blow to actually take the victory away from him.
I mean, you think he was going to win anyway, right? Like, you saw it was clear. I mean, at least to me, that that was a win, regardless. But
I felt like it was already going to be a victory for him, and then the blow happened. They discussed it. It was obviously with the man's knee down, but this ain't the UFC. In the UFC, when a guy's knee is down, it's questionable. You have to review tape and all types of stuff. Then you have to give extra time on top of that. This ain't the UFC. They just flat out took the victory away from a guy who obviously was going to win before the blow.
Well, I know this won't surprise you, but I don't agree with Rob. I think this was excellent. I think this was like what we as boxing fans should support, which is right away when you see something was wrong, it is reverse course. Let's deal with this now. And I think the problem was that some people disagree because the boxing commission there did not support instant replay. But in that situation, I actually agree with the WBC commissioner that was on hand. And that was that everybody saw that shit. Dude had already took a knee. Everybody knows in the fight game, all boxers know once you take a knee, that's like, okay, break. You don't then even though I do believe that it was just a reflex type thing where, dude was going in on him. So, it was like an automatic thing to where he was still kind of in that mode of like killer instinct, which I really like. And I can't wait to see him again. But when you do something like that, yes, it should be reprimanded and it should be addressed right then. Everybody saw it. Yes, he was getting his ass handed to him. Yes, I do agree with that. Yes. But you can't, when somebody's taking a knee, go ahead and just finish them off with a body shot, like a killer body shot, when the person is already taking a knee. Regardless if the ref was supposed to do his job or not, yeah, he failed on that situation. But boxers know, like, if they was taking a knee, they wouldn't want somebody to damn punch their ass then later. So the way this dude was getting kind of whooped, it's not a problem that he have a rematch. My whole thing is I don't think he gonna do a rematch. I think he gonna move his ass back down because I don't think he want none of that featherweight action. No, flyweight action, no more.
I mean, did you hear about his story? Like that they were that they were saying like, dude
No,
had
I didn't
like
hear
4 fights in a week. Like he got put in jail. He had just got out of jail, and then like the day of, like flew over to go fight this dude. So, and he had a legit fight in Mexico. What was like a week or like something before? It was crazy. But anyways, so he's
and he
excited, man.
still made
He
it to
was
that
super.
fight and whooped ass.
He was just super stoked, and he's about to win a world title. He's like, man, I was in jail last week, and I'm about to win a world title. And he hit
Yeah.
him while he was down. He just got a little out of hand, but
Yeah, but here's my problem. Where's the referee? Where's the referee? He's not even counting the dude, and he's all obviously down. If you're not gonna count him, I'm gonna knock his ass out.
Rob has a point there.
I mean, my whole thing was is he had already not kind of knocked him out, but he had took
But
that
where's the
knee.
count?
So obviously, when he got back up from taking that knee, he was gonna finish him off, and we all know that.
No, where's
So
the
he went
count
home
though?
with a WBC. He didn't. He got to go home with a WBC title that he really didn't deserve at that point. I do disagree with that. I don't feel like he should have been able. I don't feel like the decision should have been, oh, okay, he gets to retain his belt either. Now let's get that straight. But I do believe that you have to take a DQ if you take somebody, you do a body shot to somebody like that, and they're already down. Like,
But
come on
where's the
now.
secure? Where's the count? There's no validity in this guy being down because there's no count. The referee's on the other side of them, not even counting, not
But you're
breaking them up,
supposed
not
to
even
take a
counting.
knee when you don't. No, it's not like he was. Look, it's not like he's like 1, 2, 3. It was like knee punch. Oh shit. That was. I won't think he was supposed to do that. Like it wasn't time to do a count. He had already took that extra punch. Like, and dude was really feeling it. Okay, he was already hurt bad, and then he got that body shot. Oh my god! Like I felt for him at that point. Like I'm like, damn, dude, you don't see he down? Like he was in the killer mode. But guys, can't you at least agree with me that you like the fact that the WBC addressed it right away? Like you really think that needed to go to appeal when that
I
shit was
mean,
on video and we all saw that shit? Come on now.
Go ahead, Lucas.
I mean, I liked the fact that they did the instant replay and stuff. I think boxing can use a lot more of that, especially with low blows, how cuts form, stuff like that. But part of me thinks like they just did this to stunt, just to be like, hey, it is what it is. We're gonna reverse it. So I liked it and I didn't like it at the same point. Like I'm very pro instant replay, and I don't think I would have taken the title from this kid. So
You don't
I'm
think you
kind of
would have?
somewhere in the middle. Say what?
You said you don't think you would have took the title from who? The challenger?
I wouldn't have taken the title. No, from Julio Cesar Martinez. I would have let him win and still gave him a rematch. Maybe did an immediate rematch, which I still agree with the immediate rematch that they did. But I would have been like, hey, you get an immediate rematch because of this foul. However, I'm still awarding Martinez the winner. That's what I would have done.
And the reason why I would do that, Shakur, is because if I'm in that fight, you absolutely right. I'm fucking punching you when you down. Don't get up. Don't get up. I'm done with you. Sit your ass down.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Because you was the one the other last month that was advocating that we really need to do something about boxer
We're not talking
safety.
about last
And
month.
now something that's already established and already in the system, now you got a problem with that and you feel like you don't need to, you're okay with that. He already took a knee
So
and yet he still got another body blow.
so this is a different question. I believe your question was, if he was down, would you even do that? What would you do? Yes, I would
No,
punch.
that's not what I asked you.
Okay, ask
See
it
how he
again.
don't even listen to me, Lucas?
Ask it
See
again,
that?
please. Please.
No, what I asked you is, don't you appreciate the fact that instant replay would have came into play? Like, don't you wish they could do that in America, the U.S., when there is a fight? Just look at the instant replay, make the decision right then, the determination. Don't have it where a boxer and his team got to file an appeal, and then they got to, keep going back and forth, trying to get somebody to, trying to make the commission make a decision on it. Like, and it takes months and months. Then you still got to fight for the same title at the end anyway after
True.
all the months. Like,
True.
just do it then, right
True.
away.
No, I do not agree with instant replay in boxing. I
See,
never
there we
I
go. There
never
we
have.
go.
I never have. I do not agree with instant replay in boxing.
Why
Um,
not?
because football is necessary. I agree with football. In
Uh,
boxing, I do not. Because a lot, look, and hear me out, period. A lot of the decisions that are made are to the referee's discretion. If you're giving the referee that type of power, why take it away from instant replay? For one. For two, instant replay is a referee's discretion. They're not going to go to it the way they should anyway.
I mean, the referee's discretion is part of the problem. Like you said, I mean, the referee was out of place, right? So if he's out of place, then he can't. You know what I mean? You feel what I'm spitting out?
But the
The
commission did
problem
it. Correct
is,
me if I'm wrong. The commission granted the replay. The commission granted the replay, and then the referee's decision was based off of the replay, even though it was his fault. It was
but
his
this
fault
is
because he
why
was out
instant
of
replay
position.
would be great, Rob, because it takes out the human error effect. If you can go back and view exactly what was seen, like it takes out the human error that can occur, regardless if it's a ref that's paying
right.
attention or one that's distracted.
I
It
mean,
takes it out.
it's the same as football in a way. I mean, the refs made a mistake, you know, whether it be the spot of the ball or whether it be now what they can challenge pass interference this year, right?
They do a lot of shit
So
with instant replay for football. Yeah,
so yeah, so now look, I mean, there's a big difference between an accidental headbutt causing a cut, right, and then a punch causing a cut. That could determine a win or a loss right there. So you don't think its replay should be used for that?
not in boxing. I do not agree with instant replay in boxing. I never have. For the record, just so y'all know, I've never agreed with instant replay in boxing.
I don't think we're ever going to agree with this one because
Oh,
you got to kind
I
of
need a drink. Where's my drink?
you got to kind of
Oh,
adapt
here it is.
as a sport. I mean, imagine one of our biggest fights ending in a low blow. Referee saying it's just a shot on the belt line, so he allows it. Meanwhile, an instant replay is just nothing but sack. How are you going to do that? I mean,
Understood.
understood.
Referee's discretion.
Referee just messed up,
It's
so
referee's
wrong guy
discretion.
wins a world title. As far as Rob concerned, he don't care
I
about
don't.
none of that. He just wants to see, just instant referee's decision, and that's it, right? Just a purist.
That's me. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all, but
Correction.
that's how
He
I
just want to see
feel.
his guy win. That's all that matters to him. It doesn't matter if it's wrong or right. He just want his guy to win.
He's just a purist to all the way. All right, let's move on to the Lara-Alvarez fight, which was just excruciating to watch.
To you,
To most people, I would
I
believe.
love Lara. I love this.
You may love Lara, but I mean, you can't say that this was like a challenging or exciting fight to watch.
But we haven't seen this from Lara in years. You know, And as a Lara fan, I love to see it. We haven't seen a Lara knockout in years, especially of this capacity and the name. And I don't care what y'all say about it being Canelo's baby brother. It's still a name. And and Lara has a legitimate beef about this name because he was robbed by Canelo in the first fight.
He was robbed against Canelo. I'm going to give you that. I'm giving you that fully. I think Laura won that fight. It was close. But you got to agree that this Alvarez didn't even deserve to be in the same ring as Laura.
They brought this kid up as Canelo's brother. He's getting fights and names. You know what? I'll put it to you like this. Everybody said, are you watching the fight this weekend? Which fight? They didn't say Lomachenko. They said Lara versus Canelo's brother. That's who they were talking about this week. They wanted to see Lara versus Canelo's brother. They don't even know Alvarez's first name. They don't even know that that's not Canelo. They know that it's his brother. And that's the fight they wanted to see.
Man, I don't know what boxing fans you're talking to, but they're the wrong boxing fans.
A lot of people. I'm sorry. I knew you would say that, Lucas.
I mean,
a lot of people came to me this week and said, "You watching Lara versus Canelo's brother?"
Look,
a whole lot of people said that.
I like Lara. I'm not bad mouthing Lara, but this fight, I mean, this is a setup win for him. And this Alvarez didn't deserve a title shot. He shouldn't have been getting a title shot. And Lara, to be honest, shouldn't have been getting a title shot. He's coming off loss too. Sakura, you awful quiet and just smiling and giggling.
I just think this
because she knows I'm right.
That he thinks that you can even count this as a proper, that this is a proper KO. And then on top of that, it's a marketing ploy to say, oh, yeah, I wanted revenge on Canelo's brother. Like, like, that was just marketing. It didn't mean, like, I really think that me getting a win over, now I don't even know, Alvarez would allow me to be, like, vindicated, from my Canelo robbery. Like, no, that doesn't vindicate that. And this man didn't even come in the ring to fight. This dude was like, what, 6 pounds over at the scale the first time. They knew he wasn't never going to get down to what he was supposed to be. Apparently, they brought in an additional, like, backup for him just in case he went even further overweight. Like, this was a big nothing burger, guys. It's a big nothing burger. I mean, they wanted to give him the belt, like Lucas is saying. He got his belt back. So I'm glad for him. Good for him. But they could have just been like, hey, you're a franchise champion.
Right? I mean, they could have just been like, hey, he's champ now. Don't waste time with this fight. Anyways, right. We got a comment from Mark Anthony. Lara is a great boxer, but I would like for him to fight a contender the same way he fought Canelo's brother. Lara's versus Canelo should happen long ago, but I'm sure Canelo will want to fight Lara at 200 pounds catch weight just to make sure he don't fight Lara. Canelo knows Lara beat him. So,
all right, look.
You agree to that, guys?
Let me ask you, Sakura, what's Lara's biggest knock? What's the biggest knock on Lara?
Well, I guess in recent years, previous years it was that he was a born fighter.
Power.
He always was running.
Power. I'll answer it for you. Power, right? Power.
No.
Lucas, what's the biggest knock on Lara?
I mean, other people would probably say he's just not as entertaining as some other fighters. I wouldn't say that, but other people would.
Power.
Right.
Power.
But with power becomes entertainment.
They said he would have he would have legitimately beat.
Nowadays, the biggest knock they saying is that he don't have, that he is not, that he can't run, right? That he's like, he's getting older and that he's like, he's more stationary now and that his legs are gone. Now that's the most recent thing I've been hearing now. It's like
I kind of agree with that.
Too much. Now he's not running enough. Apparently, like these boxing fans are the worst. I swear.
It's power. What did he show? is power. That's the biggest knock. What did he show on Saturday? What did he show?
That he could beat somebody that was
What did he
overweight and
show?
already
What did he show
retired.
against Hurd that we didn't think? Did he hurt Hurd? Yeah,
Yeah, I think he did hit. He did hurt her
yeah.
one time. Yeah.
Power. Power is the biggest knock.
Let's
He's shown it.
let's be real though. This win means nothing. Am I right, guys? Win means
No,
nothing.
not to
Yeah.
me.
Besides, I mean, it means you got a title.
Yes, it means.
It means more than that to me. Look, I'm sick of saying this right here, and I'll say it right now. Bring Hurd, bring Charlo, especially Charlo. Bring Hurd, bring Charlo, bring Thompson, whatever the hell his name is, that shouldn't have won that fight against Charlo. Bring all of them. Lara is ready. You know what? Bring Canelo again. I said it. Bring Canelo again. Lara is ready.
Oh man, I wouldn't. I don't care. I'd watch Canelo again. Sakura, you want to see Canelo, Lara too?
She look half dead right now.
I think shit that drink
I
setting in.
mean, it's got to be better than what we just saw this weekend, right, guys? It's got more entertaining than what we got from his
I was
brother.
entertained.
So yeah, I would watch a two. A rematch would be fine. Will he get it? Hell no. But okay.
Because Canelo's scared. I agree with you.
Even if he's
I ain't say nothing about no boxer being scared. Now you need to just stop. You ain't gonna be putting words in
Then
my
why
mouth
won't we
now.
see it again, Shakira? Why won't we see it again? What's holding this fight back?
You already know it's all business. It's all the politics of boxing and DAZN versus PBC and Fox. Like it's all about that issue right now. So
you're
that's
right.
why I'm saying I don't see it happening. But
You're right. Canelo's scared. I
he
agree.
deserves a second chance at him. Why not? Because everybody disputes whether or not that was a real win for Canelo or not.
Right.
So run it back.
this is a different Canelo now. I don't think
agree.
Canelo struggles as much as he did in the first fight, and in fact, he probably actually wins the second fight legitimately. But the first one, he definitely lost against Lara. Like I said, it was a close fight, but I still had him losing.
Yeah, and I think Hurd actually beat him based on body punches. So I think that was like a deciding factor or benefit for Hurd in that fight, which is like a real benefit and a one thing that Canelo is superior in, right? Body punching. So I think that would be like the same outcome, but
All right, guys.
legitimately this time.
Let's talk about the realest fight so far this weekend, and that, of course, is Lomachenko versus Campbell. I'm Rob, having you here now with me side by side. Now, you said Campbell was going to win, right? You keep downplaying Lomachenko, so what do you got to say for yourself?
Did Campbell lose that fight?
Hell yeah, Campbell lost that fight.
Can we honestly say he lost that fight? We can.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but am I impressed? Hell
No, I thought for a
Hell
minute
no.
you was
Hold on.
questioning it.
This is my time. Am I impressed? Hell no. Hell no. Campbell held his own up until the 11th round. Campbell held his own.
I mean, that depends what you call holding your own. I mean, he's biding time, but did he do enough to win more than like three rounds, 4 rounds?
I mean, but my point is he won 3-4 rounds. He shouldn't even won that.
Well, the thing is even those are going to be swing rounds. I mean, those were kind of ones that could go either way. Now, Sakura, how'd you have it scored?
I didn't actually score, but I felt that it was a pretty even fight up until the championship rounds, minus maybe like the one round where Campbell was really hurt bad. But he made it out of that round. So up until then, I felt like it was a pretty even fight, and then I think it was just the championship rounds that made the full difference in the fight. Like the 10th, 11th, and 12th, we saw Lomo just pull away from him and go into another level. So I don't know if that was staged or not. Is my thing. I know he wants to look a little vulnerable, so I'm not gonna say that he's even. I've been hearing stuff like, "Oh, he's old now, and I can see him fading now," and "Oh, he's not what he used to be," and "Oh, I saw him being slow." Like I heard all this kind of stuff, but I really just felt like, the extra weight is giving him extra power, that he didn't have at the lower weights, and I felt that Campbell did an amazing job and did do something of a blueprint if they can finish the rest of the fight. I think Campbell was able to use his jab to kind of, keep that distance in between them because he was the bigger, the bigger fighter with the taller, the more height and a little bit longer reach. So he was able to use that to his advantage, very well, and I really appreciated that because oftentimes we'll see like a taller fighter like slumped over and just giving up all his height and everything and fighting all on the inside the entire time when he has that long reach. So I was like actually impressed with that. Was Lomo spectacular? Like, was he the best thing since? Well, earlier tonight I had indulged and I had some Oreo cookie ice cream. So is he better than Oreo cookie ice cream? Hell no. But I'm just simply telling you how I feel about it. I mean, he won the fight. He came out on top with the championship rounds. But all this hoopla and this and that and about how he's like the best thing since my Oreo cookie ice cream can just calm down a bit.
Right,
See, damn you, Javi. Where you at?
right.
Getting
But
hurt left, right.
Shakira, you beating around the bush.
Huh?
You beating around the bush.
Oh, what
The
am I
question
supposed to say
was,
next?
did he obviously win that fight? It sounds like you don't really have an obvious question to that or answer to
Oh,
that.
I mean,
Sorry.
I said that I said that, the championship rounds is what made the difference for
Right,
Lomo.
right. So
So
that's
I'm
my
glad
issue.
he won it.
That's my issue. Crawford is winning every round.
I don't know, man. Like, okay, for me, guys, can you think of one round? Just think about the fight. Can you say one round for sure Campbell just took away? It's hard to pick one round to say he even dominated a round. So you can't. For me, I don't think I give anything to Campbell after the fifth round. It was all Lomachenko from there on out.
Right,
I
but
don't really remember which round it was, but he had a round where Lomo was like acting as though he was affected by one of his shot punches. But I'm not sure. I kind of lost. I can't remember now what it was, what round it was. And yes, I would give him some rounds. More of them were in the beginning than the end because he was effective at keeping him at bay for quite a while, and he was landing.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I do feel like there's some rounds we can give him easily, but I also feel that at the championship rounds at the end of the fight, that just like it squashed anything that happened in the beginning.
We have a comment here from Edgar Ramirez. We've seen Loma dropped, hurt, and beat before. I don't think he is slowing down. He isn't the Loma who beat Rocky Martinez or Walters. That I'm going to debate with you. And the reason I'm going to debate that is because it's not necessarily that he isn't the same person, it's that it's not the same competition. Luke Campbell is an Olympian himself, a gold medalist in his own right.
Right.
So, and yeah, I mean, Rocky Martinez is kind of there to get hit. Even though he is a great fighter, I love to watch Rocky Martinez fight. Styles make fights. This guy knew he had to use his reach and get inside, and Lomachenko struggles with southpaws. Let's just call it how it is. So, you know, he was able to use his reach effectively with annoying ranging jab, and it didn't matter because he still got inside. He still did what he had to do, and he still got the win, guys.
well, I
Well,
actually
I'm gonna
like
have to
what
play devil advocate with Edgar again because Lucas. He just said he actually believes he had stiffer competition at the lower weight classes.
he did not. Now, I actually like what Cesar Vasquez says though that y'all ignored right here. Look what Lito did. Okay, you know what I'm. Yeah, you know I'm going back to
Always,
that.
Oh
oh
man.
No,
God,
no,
why
no.
did
You
he
know I'm
agree?
going
Why did
back
he
to that.
agree?
No, you know I'm going back to that because
Yeah,
here's my
we
thought
know.
process in the whole Lomachenko argument. Right? Y'all,
Yeah.
y'all say it would appear that he looks like he's going backwards right now, and there's a reason behind that because he can't move up. He's already established the fact that he can't move up. Okay, he's already said he's afraid to move up. He's not going to move up, and he's not dominating these fights the way he should. And the way that I feel, hold on, the way that I feel that he's showing to me is showing like he has a higher skill set. He had a
Mm.
higher skill set than Luke Campbell. Okay, he's had a higher skill set than Pedraza. Okay, but he's not able to take the initiative and knock these guys out or dominate in the fashion that I feel he should. He's just winning off of that skill set.
Here's the
What's
thing.
wrong with that? Well, hold on, Lucas. I have to, cause this the same dude that's crazy about Floyd Mayweather who wins all his fights with skill. So what's wrong with winning fights with skills? Like all of a sudden, it's a
He
problem to
didn't win
be
every fight.
out boxing people.
He didn't win every fight.
Okay, one fight with Salita, and you're ready to just say that's it.
No, you compared him to Floyd Mayweather. I'm simply going over the non-comparison to Floyd Mayweather.
Okay,
Floyd won every fight.
one
Lomachenko did
wins
not.
with skills, the other one wins with skills.
Edgar Ramirez says Pedraza gave him hell. Pedraza is a weird style clash too, but I mean, did Pedraza really win? I mean, no. Let's not get it twisted. Like, yeah, there's going to be different style clashes, and yeah, it looks okay because Tank knocked out Pedraza, but you know what? Lomachenko doesn't have that kind of power at this weight. Let's just say what it is. I mean, he ain't Tank. Not
Let,
everybody can be Tank.
let's go into that, Lucas. By the way, let's go into that. Who moved
Oh,
up in
you
weight?
his favorite new
Yeah,
subject, which is Tank Javante Davis.
yes. Who moved up? Who just, let's announce that. Who just moved up in weight? Go
Uh,
ahead, Lucas.
look,
Because,
I don't think the fight's going to happen, all right?
What happened? Make the announcement.
All right. Tank basically vacated his belt and is going up in weight. So,
and he is now the WBC #1 contender. He has now pushed back a couple of other fighters that were in that weight class, and they have now decided that he will be #1 contender for Lomo's belt that he just won, the WBC.
oh man.
Let's put it together.
Okay.
Tank versus Lomo. I'm sick of the debate. I've said it here first. And a lot of people, by the way, have been agreeing with me online. If you look on the online post, Lucas put a poll out there. A lot of people have been agreeing with me. Tank beats Lomo right now.
I will put a poll up as soon as this is done for the Tank versus Loma, but I don't think Tank's going to win the poll or the fight. Um, don't get me wrong, I love Tank. I think
Okay, but there are other contenders out there.
there are,
Listen,
yeah.
I have no
But this
problem
is
with
why this has
Tank
been built
moving
up to.
up in weight. I have no problem with Tank moving up in weight, guys. That's not my beef. My beef is you dropped your belt. Now you moved up. Now all these other guys like Shakur and Devin Haney, like all even, well, Tevin Farmer's left behind unless he moves up. But now you pushed all those people back on the contender list for Javante Tank Davis to have a spot. And like for me, that's not like really fair as in they've been there, they've been establishing themselves, they've been fighting regularly, like they have been working hard to get their opportunity to go up against Lomo and also get a Lomo paycheck. So I don't think that it's necessarily that I have a problem with Javante moving up. Great, awesome. He should have been there if you ask me. But he should have been there and been a part of the competition and the conversation before now. So that's my only beef about that situation. Is like I don't
Mayweather,
know. I just feel like you just gave up your belt. Fight at least one person before WBC decides, oh, you're gonna be number one.
well,
That's all I'm saying.
Mayweather and the TMT team knew that before Tank was not ready. I assume they now believe he is ready. I don't know. He's part of TMT himself, I think. So,
Look, Floyd stopped it before.
Damn.
Tank always knew he could beat Loma.
uh,
Always knew he could beat him. Look, it goes back to the issues between Tank and Floyd. The whole issue was because he wouldn't give him Loma. Tank felt back then he could beat Loma, and there's a solid reason why. There legitimately is a solid reason why, because at that time Tank was like 14-0, 24-0. Lomachenko was like 8-1. Records mean something to me. I'm sick of saying it over and over again on this broadcast.
Rob, can
Records
you please
mean
read what
something to me.
Caesar Vasquez has to say tonight?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. You want me to read it?
Go ahead.
Lomo got exposed. He's been dropped before. Straight punch. Tank will knock him out, and it's Loma, not Lomo. Well, I'm sorry. I like to say Lomo for some reason.
oh man.
It's Caesar.
ESPN says Lomo, by the way.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
Rhymes with homo. Anyway,
I'm
look.
just better.
I, please tell me, what do you guys say when you said exposed? Like, do you agree exposed? Sakura, are you agreeing exposed? Like,
Yes,
what do
I
you?
do, because that's what I was saying when. Remember when I said I believe that Campbell actually gave someone else a blueprint on what they can do to neutralize Lomo if they can finish. That's the problem, was the finishing. But yeah, I do agree that there was something exposed there. Now that's when it comes into play whether Lomo's playing games to get a big fight, or if Lomo really is got some vulnerabilities at this weight. So I can't tell you yes or no. That's why we need the fights.
well, to Lucas's point, he asked what the definition of being exposed is. That one loss. One loss.
Oh my
That's exposure.
God. Do
Uh,
I still have a tweet of the week, please?
man, we we ain't to that point yet, but
Oh
this.
my God. I,
All right. So I mean, I'm fighting a losing battle here, but I assume you guys feel Lomachenko is not pound for pound right now.
No.
It, even though he continues to win, and uh, would you agree that maybe Salido might be uh, harder difficulty and better opposition than maybe Terrence Crawford has even faced thus far?
No.
Who has he beaten that you think is actually better than Salido, who is a multi-champion in his own right?
Are we referring to Tank versus Lomo now?
No, I'm talking simply
he's
about
saying Terrence Crawford.
Crawford,
What makes
who
Terrence
everybody
better
else
than
believes
Lomo?
is number one. That's the fight right now, right, guys?
Where's the mic? Amir Khan.
Nah,
No.
you can't.
Hell
Don't
You
sell
asked
Amir
no.
me the
Khan here.
question. I gave my honest opinion. Amir Khan is
Oh
better than
no.
Salido.
You're gonna give me Amir Khan? No, I'm gonna have to choke him, guys. Y'all,
Better
watch
than
out, watch
Salido.
out. Man, Amir Khan better than Salido? Please, somebody reply, comment. Do
I
you
can't
think
even
Amir
do
Khan
it.
is
I'm
better
just
than
gonna
Salido?
ignore it.
Salido's a veteran. Thank you. Um, I mean, I really don't see, and I love Crawford. Don't get me wrong. I think he's right up there. Him and Lomachenko should be sharing the spot. A lot of people are putting him way back compared to Crawford, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm advocating for Lomachenko, but really, I mean, Crawford and him should be sitting up top. If anything, Lomachenko I have a little ahead of Crawford.
But do you think a Victor Postal is better than a Toledo?
No. Hell
Do you
no.
think a John Molina Jr. is better than a Salito?
Hell no. Yeah, Salito's, like I said, Salito's the best competition out of the two, even.
Yeah,
And if you're going to do the second best competition between the two, who are you looking at? Jorge Linares, guys. So
yeah,
that's two fighters in a row, already better competition than what Crawford has faced thus far. See, the problem with pound for pound list is some people are doing it by what I think he's capable of. I like
Right.
to do it on what they have proven thus far.
But that's you. Me, I know the motherfucker can beat up anybody in the welterweight division. And
You
therefore,
think.
since he's already had two other championships in different weight classes, he has plenty to back that shit up that he can. Like, I'm just saying, you want to go by, oh, these persons got to beat like the similar peoples on a record. Like, no, it don't work like that. Like, who's got the most skills? Who's got the faster hands? Who's got the most ability? Who can go orthodox and southpaw? Like, who has more power? Just stop this nonsense.
yeah. I agree with y'all. Aside from the fact that I don't.
That don't make no sense.
Thanks, Rob.
Salito,
We
let me
understand.
finish. Salito's biggest win, in my opinion, was Rocky Martinez. Rocky Martinez just got knocked out in the second round against Gamboa.
I don't think that's a
Terrence
fair.
Crawford, that is
Nah,
his biggest win.
Nah, that's not.
Name
Nah.
a bigger win.
That's not.
You're
Name
not
a
gonna
bigger
do
win.
that to Rocky now. You're
Man,
not
I
Name a
think
bigger win for
Edgar
Salito.
Edgar
Name a bigger
Ramirez says I agree with that. Khan is better than Salito.
Name a bigger win for Salito.
what?
Please, name a bigger win. I'm begging y'all.
I do think that
Right.
Linares was up there. To be fair, Linares is very skilled. He's very talented, and he also did actually knock. He's been the only one that really knocked him down. So even if they
That's not what we're talking about, Shakira. We're talking about Salito versus the names on Crawford's resume. Okay, I would argue the fact that Salito is not better than Amir Khan. I would argue the fact that Salito is just as good as Gamboa. I would argue the fact that Salito is not as good as Jeff Horn. That's my argument.
Oh man.
You might not have should have brought up Jeff Horn as he just got
Jeff
knocked out.
Horn, he's not as good as Jeff
ninth
Horn
round
in my
this
book.
time.
Look.
I'm just saying.
You're comparing Jeff Horn,
who has a win over Pacquiao. Bigger names than Salito
That
ever
does stand
had.
for something now.
Bigger
That does
names than
stand for
Salito
something.
ever had
Okay, what about Linares then?
against.
No, I mean Linares is the name, biggest name. Edgar Ramirez, which I'm pretty sure Edgar Ramirez is actually like some kind of undercover name that you have because he seems to be agreeing with everything you say.
Because he knows I'm right. I don't know you, Edgar.
So you say. Edgar, I'm on to you. But Crawford's biggest name is Gamboa, laughing. Yeah, and a Gamboa that was out of the game for a while too with that. I mean,
That's not his biggest name, in my opinion. Crawford's biggest name is, look, when he unified the title,
Right,
okay,
against Indongo.
that was a bigger accomplishment. Then he went up and beat a Jeff Horn at the time, had the biggest resume, then Salito, then Lomachenko, then any other fighter out there right now because he beat Pacquiao.
but he didn't beat Pacquiao. I mean, not legitimately.
He did beat Pacquiao on the record.
He
If it
almost
wasn't,
got
if it
stopped.
wasn't Jeff Horn, look, if it wasn't Jeff Horn that got his ass kicked.
Y'all. Like, to me, I feel like he beat Pacquiao, but I wouldn't be mad if it was a draw. But I don't feel like Pacquiao did quite enough to win that fight. He let Jeff Horn like bully his ass all night long. Like, I don't know what was going on with Pac, but that wasn't his night. That wasn't.
See, I knew there was something. Edgar Ramirez here. Yep, that black dude is on point. Preach, brother.
Hey, is Rob black?
Tonight I'm mixed.
Salito beat Wama in Puerto Rico from Cesar Vasquez. Yeah. Then Edgar again. That's what I said. Gamboa is going up in weight and even hurt Crawford. See, now, look, Crawford, I got to give him his thing. You know, he unified the division. But we're not going to, let's be all the way real. his fate is in PBC's hands.
So here we go with the whole. I'm sorry, I get mad about this.
I do too.
Here
I
we
do
go with the
too.
whole promotional controversy bullshit. I mean, here we go. If you
Hold-
want to go that route, Pacquiao lost to Horn. Crawford beat Horn. Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman. To me, that means Terrence Crawford can beat all of them.
That's not
All
how.
of those names mentioned.
That's not how boxing works, though. And you know
But
this.
he
Well,
can though.
actually, that's what I believe too. I'm with him on that one because like I said, pound for pound is basically whose skill would be better. Like if you put everybody's skills and their power and their speed and all these attributes against each other, who do you think would be on top? It's not like a literal situation here.
What?
Um,
I mean,
yeah, I have to agree with that.
Crawford's not a Mayweather, and his chin still has not been fully tested. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, Gamboa rocked him. No,
Gamboa
Yeah,
has
has he
power in there
faced
when
has he
he
faced a
wants.
puncher? Has he faced aggression like a Sean Porter? Has he faced a puncher like Errol Spence or a
But
Danny
see,
Garcia?
but okay, Lucas. But see, the problem is when we're talking about this compared to Lomo, the problem is who has he faced that can test his chin? That can, I mean, like you have to ask Lomo the same questions you asking about Crawford. So I mean, who has he fought that you think that was power that was known for his power? I
Nicholas
mean,
Walters was knocking people out until
who?
Nicholas Walters, the Axeman.
Okay, who was Walters fighting?
We're talking about Lomachenko. What you talking about?
I know, but I'm saying, like, you're saying Walters was knocking people out, but who did he knock out? Donaire? Was it Donaire?
Donaire.
Yeah.
But who else?
Donaire's big enough name. I don't know. off top, I don't know.
That was after Rigondeaux. That was after his baby. Like, I'm just saying, like, that's not gonna cut it for me. Like, he needs to have a name that is somebody that's known for their power. That's in.
No. But what I'm saying is you guys are riding off the what ifs of Crawford, but you won't ride with the what ifs of Lomachenko. That's what I'm trying to tell
There's
you.
a reason
You're doing
why.
that.
Because I don't feel like he's gonna
right.
beat. I don't feel like he's gonna knock out a Tank.
All right,
with
listen.
There's a reason why though. I'm not riding off of the what ifs. I'm riding off of the what happened. He lost to Salido.
I mean, even your boy Edgar Ramirez, he's starting to disagree with you now. He says he unified and collected the belts versus belt holders, though. B-class fighters. Crawford's resume is suspect. No, that's not how boxing works. Styles make fights. LOL.
Yeah. I agree with you,
There you go, Edgar.
Ramirez. Hold on.
Edgar's starting to get it.
I agree. I agree. Hold on. Time out. I agree with you, Edgar Ramirez, and the fact that you want to call people B minus or B fighters or whatever the case may be. I agree with you. His resume is suspect, right? No, because Crawford unified the title and moved up. Period. Unified the title and then moved up and won another title against a man who beat Manny Pacquiao. Okay?
And don't forget,
obliterated. Hold on, Shakira. Obliterated a man against a man who beat Manny Pacquiao, who then in turn came back and beat Keith Thurman. Crawford beats all of them with ease.
And let's not forget that at the lower weight, he has a championship as well title. So he's on a very short list of people that's won 3 different division titles, in which Lomo is, I think, he has 1 more level to go?
Yeah.
And he'll have 3, but then he'll be in the list with Oscar, Bud, who's already on there, and Floyd. There are 3 people that have 3 different weight classes.
Well,
plus he has a unified one.
Right. Yeah. And there's nobody who has that.
Lomachenko might very soon. It's Edgar Ramirez flipped on you, man. He said he didn't beat Pacquiao.
Stop it. Because he did. Look, because the scorecards and the record says he did.
Yeah, Bradley too, but we don't know Bradley lost. Look,
I picked Bradley to win.
Let's get off Horn, okay? Horn. Horns lost what, 2 in a row, 3 in a row after that? Like, come on, we
One.
done
He
with
only
that.
lost one fight.
No, he didn't. He just got beat up this weekend.
Got another knockout.
Yeah, he got knocked out bad.
Knockout. Yeah, this week.
But let's talk about Canelo. So, with the Mexican meat, is he off of your pound for pound list?
Because of Mexican meat?
Yeah, he tested positive. I'm not putting anybody in my pound for pound list that's tested positive. Well, no, but anybody that's tested positive in the last few fights.
What was the excuse?
Mexican meat.
Okay, then. He didn't test positive again. He had a valid excuse.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see that as a valid excuse. Sakura, will you got him on your list, or is he?
I do, just for the
is he invalid?
Yeah, I don't have him on my list, but it's not because of the ped situation. He's not on my list because of your long, wonderful dissection of his resume, Lucas. Oh. I mean, you did that for me. He might have been on my pound for pound after I listened to you and that breakdown, honey, and that article as well, which you guys should check out on heavybagboxing.com. Listen, you broke that down so well as to his competition and how he has all these catch weights when he's ready to fight, what weight he comes into the ring in the night of the, like, you broke it down so much that I'm just like, nah, he ain't on my pound for pound.
So, Lucas, what's your excuse of not having him top pound for pound?
Canelo?
Yeah.
The Mexican meat, man. I'm not offering anybody that. However, guys, if he goes up and actually challenges Kovalev, even though people are calling Kovalev old and all this, I don't care. If he beats Kovalev legitimately, especially like knocking him out, he might go back on the list.
Agreed. However, Shakira, who did Canelo lose to ever?
Floyd Money May.
Is that the only loss he's had?
No.
Yeah, Lara.
On record today, is that the only loss he's had? Why is he not pound for pound? So. I understand Lucas.
He beat Lara, number one. Number two, he didn't. Well, he was still young when he fought Mayweather, so I kind of don't count that one. I give him a reprieve on that, but I don't think that he's on the pound for pound because of how he does those little tactics of being way heavier, or making people have catch weights and all this kind of. I just no. Okay. That's not a winner to me.
I mean,
that's valid. I'll give you that. Lucas.
He cherry picked a whole division. Like, he went up to get another, division title. Went up and fighting Rocky Fielding, and everybody's like, "Who the fuck's Rocky Fielding?" Everybody's googling him, like, "Who the fuck is this dude?" So yeah, we can't. Eric, you laughing because you were doing it too. You like, "Oh shit, I gotta figure out who the hell this is." Nobody knows.
Yeah, I'm laughing because I was like, "Who, Rocky? Who?"
And he's also not pound for. I mean, he just gets this reputation as this like knockout guy, but it's easy when you knock it out of Amir Khan, at a lower weight. I just can't do it. But if he goes up, beats Kovalev, he's on my pound for pound, guys.
How can he be? Okay, I'm just simply saying, Lucas, I'm gonna challenge you on that, because how can you say he's not on my pound for pound list right now? Because he also had tainted meat. But if he goes up and he's able to fight and beat Cole with that same tainted meat he had before, not saying he's on it now, just saying he's tainted meat on the resume, right? How can you be like, oh, then I'm okay with it?
See, I gotta assume that he's not on it anymore. He's doing the VADA testing, so I gotta assume right now that he's not. Now, is he? I don't know. Everybody
eliminate all the other wins. So you basically, because he's testing now in the present, you would be counting the other past fights. Pound for pound.
I cannot do that. I cannot assume. I'm not gonna say just like Margarito. I'm not gonna say all his wins didn't happen. I don't know if he loaded his gloves those other rounds, all those other fights. I have no idea. I mean, should we assume so? Maybe. Maybe. But the boxing world's not going back and correcting it. They're not going the no contests. I mean, his record stands, right?
You're real sweet right now, but you are not that naive. You know what's up, okay?
I know I'm not. Like I said, very well. I mean, he may have actually used those, but I can't say. Is he still eating the Mexican meat right now? Maybe. I mean, what do you
All,
think?
all BS aside, I would think that he would have been at a disadvantage making that weight for the Floyd Mayweather fight and not be on PEDs or growth hormones or anything like that because of the amount of weight that he had to weigh in for the Mayweather fight. And not to mention the fact that Mayweather at that point in time was requesting VADA testing. I don't know if they did VADA test for that fight, but still, it was a much lower weight than what he's normally used to weighing. So I would think that he really didn't go on PEDs or anything for that Mayweather fight.
Well,
Aside from,
Tony Malignaggi is saying or suggesting that basically there could be like, how does somebody that's 150 100 and had problems with 154 as far as weight's concerned now gonna be jumping up and fighting somebody at 100 and what is it, 70
yeah, yeah,
light heavyweight? Okay, fighting somebody at light heavyweight and be the bigger guy in that.
yeah,
So like he's saying, like, what's the physicalities
it's
that is
simple.
allowing him to
He's
you know,
He's been
max
blowing
out.
up like that though, from 154.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
simple.
he's been shrinking himself for forever. We
Yeah,
all knew that. I mean, he was coming into fights at 180, knocking dudes out at 147. This how he got this reputation as a knockout dude. No, it's simple. He was always bigger. He was always bigger. As soon
yeah,
as he
Yeah,
rehydrated,
the night of the fight, he was always bigger, definitely.
yeah, and this is another reason of what I was saying is, he puts a rehydration clause on Jacobs, which is laughable. Laughable. You made a living out of how
Mhm.
you come out and be bigger than that dude to knock people out. And now all of a sudden, it's a bad thing because it's used against you.
before you
Well,
go into
Cesar
that phone,
Vasquez. Oh, I'm sorry. Cesar Vasquez says if you ever eat tacos in Tijuana, you know how good and strong you feel.
Taco Tuesday, y'all. No. Look,
I bet you I eat them tacos though and don't pop positive on a VADA test.
look. Weight is funny, y'all. And I have to say this because I recently just discovered an issue with weight. Weight is funny. And it's not just PEDs that you go on to gain the weight. Let's not forget, most of the weight that covers your weight is water. It's mostly water.
Uh,
Um, Not just in what you eat. Okay? And the reason why I'm saying that is recent experience. I weighed 120 for 30 years. Recently, 4 years prior to after 30, I weighed 145. That's a big deal for me, right? That's a big deal. I weighed 145 probably for the past 5 years. I just jumped on the scale at my dad's house, and right now I'm 155. It don't look
Rob,
like it.
you are not a fighter. You
It
are not
don't look
training.
like it.
I mean, you have a history of, you know, you have experience as a boxer fighter, yes, but you're not active in a division right now. So yeah, your records fluctuate. Nobody's gonna question it. It's nothing to it. But if this is your profession and part of it is your weight, how much you are and how much you
So
like,
what I'm
you
saying
know,
is some
time
of it has to
typically
do with
how you
age,
got
Shakira.
from
That's
this
what I'm
weight
trying to
to
tell
that
you. Some of it has to do with age. Canelo's getting up there now. He's not the same age as he was when he fought Mayweather. When he fought
That's
Mayweather,
true.
he
I
was
said
a
he was
young
young.
Canelo. Hold on. When he fought Mayweather, he was a young Canelo. Now he's an older Canelo. He can go up in those weight classes. He can go up to 160, 168, 175 if he wants to. Or he can make it a catch weight at 170. Because I don't think he's going to go full blown 175 against Kovalev. I'm sorry, Lucas. He's not crazy.
He ain't getting the pound for pound spot for me unless he does. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm no more of these catch weights. If he goes
You
up in
think
weight,
that it's gonna be
it's,
a catch weight for real, Rob?
oh hell yeah, it'll be a catch weight. I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Ugh.
That's why I said nope. It's
And
probably not
Kovalev
gonna
will
be.
agree to it.
He will, because that's a lot of
And he
fucking money.
should.
Yeah, I mean, if you're his advisor, you'd be like, yeah, Cove, you better take that fight.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something that's going to probably make me a little angry, but this KSI versus Logan Paul. Number one, Rob, maybe you're a little bit more hip than me, but I don't even really know who these dudes are. Can you please explain? I know there was a fight before this, but apparently there's going to be a second one. Either of you guys know more about this than I do?
Only thing I know that I don't like about it is the fact that they're gonna try to put real world boxing titleists as the undercard for these two clowns, YouTube stars. Like, if anything, you would have them as a undercard and the real fighters as the main card. But honestly, I wouldn't even agree to put them on the same card. I don't know what kind of money they're offering Billy Joe Saunders and Devin Haney to go along with this, but it must be massive because I would have said no. Like, no, I'm not getting on no card with no damn, two basically YouTube stars. Like, what's the point? It's not like you're gonna gain new boxing fans from that. Like, these are people that are into the people that tune in and pay for this are gonna be into YouTube stars. They're not into boxing. Like, they're just watching it because they're boxing, but they're watching it because they're familiar with them as YouTube stars. Like, I just don't like it. It's corny. Like, for them to even disrespect the sport like that and put some. Well, this is the second time Matchroom done upset me about some bullshit they pulled. So I'm gonna let y'all take over.
Man, they coming to Chicago with Usyk. I'm being good. I'm not trying to get banned from ringside.
There's a reason why this card is big, and there's a reason why these stars are going on the undercard. It's the weight of the world. Look,
No, they're not the undercard.
okay, Shakira, look, you sound like my parents right now.
They're
All
the
week
main
long, I
event.
had to explain to my mom, that's old school. That's old school. That's old school. That's old school. To the point where she's getting mad. Like, no, it's not. Look, yes, it is. YouTube is the weight of the world right now. There's a reason why these guys, look, who is the biggest YouTube star that you know of in terms of fighting, boxing, UFC, MMA, period? We all know who he is. Let's name him. We know who he is. Was
They said that?
Kimbo Slice. Kimbo had a massive calling on YouTube. Massive. And it transcended into a career to where he made a massive amount of money. Money he never seen before in his life. There's a reason why these two are at the card that they are in now. There's a reason why these boxers want to get behind it. It's because this is the weight of the world. Period. And you know what? Whoever misses this fight will probably miss an entertaining bout. Regardless of the skills, assets, and all of that. Regardless of this person is sanctioned by this body. This person has this many amateur fights and all this and that. No, it'll have a massive following and it will actually be a entertaining fight.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, while I personally kind of hate the idea of this fight, I know that it's gonna draw kids to watch it. It's gonna draw these younger crowds. And let's face it, boxing's not really all that popular in the United States. I think it could actually draw a decent amount of young viewers. My stepdaughter's probably going to be one of them. I remember the first fight, she was asking about it. So it'll actually be a way to kind of introduce her to boxing, maybe even get her a little bit more interested in the Billy Joe Saunders fight, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being hopeful, but go ahead, Sakura. I see you got something.
No, let me put my church finger up. Okay, church finger. Let me ask you, when casuals come over to watch a boxing fight with you, what time do they get there?
Usually right before the fight they want to see, but you never know.
Which is the main event, correct?
Right.
So will they be seeing a Billy Joe Saunders?
I mean, possibly. It just depends.
Will they see a Devin Haney?
If they get the time wrong,
And also, if we want to garner YouTube followers, like, put the fight on YouTube then.
Yeah, but my point of it is make
But see,
Point taken.
DAZN's gonna get more followers because you got to be a follower to see the fight.
Yeah. Point
For a
taken.
minute, it per month, and they're gonna hurry up and cancel it right back off when they see what they want to see. So I'm telling you, this is a big fact. This is I will
I
agree.
don't agree with it to a certain extent, but I'm
Lucas, be
hopeful.
quiet. They coming to your town. Be quiet. Don't say nothing.
I'm hopeful that it'll draw some young viewers. Um, like I said, I think at least for my stepdaughter, I can get her to watch some other fights before this fight comes on. I actually get her a little excited. Um, and I do somewhat agree with Rob. I mean, this is kind of the way of the world now. I mean, whether we like this fight or not, I guess the first one they had headgear on. Anybody even know about this first fight?
Yeah, it was underground. But my point is this: is what's the biggest pay-per-view fight in history? Mayweather McGregor.
And
No, it's
Pacquiao.
actually Mayweather Pacquiao.
It's Mayweather McGregor.
It's not. Mayweather Pacquiao is still winning.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mayweather McGregor's a little bit shy.
Right there. It's a little bit shy, right?
Yeah.
I bet I know who would eclipse those numbers.
Not KSI versus
Soldier Boy and Chris Brown.
No, man.
Soldier Boy and Chris Brown would have eclipsed those numbers. So that's the way to the world. That's what I'm talking about. That's where it's coming to. Soldier Boy and Chris Brown would have eclipsed those numbers because the whole mainstream media would have wanted to see that.
Oh, man. I'm going to go ahead and just jump off this. Let's go ahead and talk about your tweet of the week while I pull that up.
Okay, cool. Well, I got the real Devin Haney, actually, while we were just talking about him. And he says, well, first Boxing Scene put on here, Aram says Lomo Stevenson is more competitive than Lomo Haney. So I'm going to read that again. Lomo Stevenson, as in Shakur Stevenson, is more competitive than a Lomo Devin Haney fight. And then Devin Haney retweeted it and replied, Bob will have Lomo fight everybody but me. Oh my God.
Oh, man.
So, is Lomo Haney a bad idea? Is he wrong? Is Bob Arum wrong to say that he thinks a Lomo Shakur Stevenson fight is better? Now, my only issue with it is Stevenson is ESPN. He is also managed by the wonderful and magnificent, legendary. Why come his name ain't coming to my mind since he's legendary?
Ward. Andre Ward.
Andre Ward, yes. And so he is affiliated with ESPN as well. Why does Bob Arum have this thing where he just automatically he says that his fighters always make the better fights? When will more people be interested in a Lomo Shakur fight? Or do they really just want to see Lomo Tank, period? Like, why is he bringing all these other names in the situation right now when he knows that the hype is behind Lomo and Tank? But you want to bring it back in and reel it back in and be like, well, actually, I feel like a Lomo Stevenson fight is a better card.
Well, there's multiple reasons. I mean, the obvious reason is it's an in-house fight. He makes more money. Okay, no share of profits, nothing like that. However, PBC and ESPN aren't on good talking terms right now. I mean, they Top Rank and PBC don't do a lot of fights together.
Stevenson, okay, but Dave Haney is on Zone. He's not a PBC fighter.
That's right. But even then, I mean, let's face it, the Cold War is still going strong. I mean, you don't have a lot of promoters, doing business together still. PBC wants to do all theirs. That's why we're getting Porter Spence, and that's a pay-per-view. I don't necessarily agree that that's a pay-per-view fight. I don't know if I want to see it as pay-per-view, but I definitely want to see the fight. But that's just my take on it. I mean, that's the only reason. Only reason I can possibly see.
Rob, what you think about it?
First off, I disagree with Lucas. I have people calling my phone today, in fact, about the Spence Porter fight, and that to me is a good sign.
willing to pay for it. They're willing to pay for it, or are they trying to come to your house once?
I'm in Georgia. These people are in Springfield. They're not coming to my house. The people that called me today twice were going to the fight actually in New York. They said tickets are low. It's not that much. It doesn't cost as much as a Vegas fight because let's face it, when you go to Las Vegas, you have to pay for the hotel, you have to pay for the airfare, you have to pay for the experience, you have to pay for the clubs that you're going to the night before.
Yeah.
You have to pay for the clubs you're going to the night after. It's a lot of money. When
Wait a
you
minute,
go
though.
to New
This fight
York,
in California, though, not New York.
no, this fight is in New York, I believe. Spence and Porter is in New York.
Hold on, clarification.
Well, either way, wherever it's at, okay, that's great that people are into it. I think the thing is, people don't understand that fans are willing to pay for a pay per view card as if it's packed. Like there's other great fights on that card, so
you're
it's
right.
like a huge, like it's a whole package you buy.
You're right. And it's in Staples Center, so my fault. However, Staples Center even has low ticket prices.
Right.
Um, and it has more of a house that they can go into. My point is that's what I'm judging fights on now. Is are the people calling me that normally only call me for a Mayweather fight, only call me for a Canelo big fight, and they are. So I believe that it's a big enough fight here for them. That being said, Shakur Stevenson is not on that level yet. Not on that level at all yet. Only us know about him right now, truly. Only true fans right now know about him truly because he doesn't have that exposure. He doesn't have that exposure because, and I'm going to say something right now that's going to get me in trouble. So, Lucas, go ahead with your disclaimer.
Man, nothing he says really is effects of heavy bag boxing. I mean, his opinion does not equal ours. Go ahead.
Thank you. That being said, Bob Arum is about to die. When he dies, it's going to be better for boxing.
Oh my God.
And that's the only thing that's going to help this sport is something like that happening. Yes, it's an issue. Yes, I know it's dark in what I'm saying, but Bob Arum is over 80 years old.
Look,
he doesn't have much longer. He's stuck in his ways. He's not gonna do business with Mayweather. He's not gonna do business with PBC. He's not gonna do business with DAZN. He's not gonna step aside. So he just needs to die off.
Look, everybody.
Wilder Fury. He did Wilder Fury.
Exactly.
Oh, that's right. That was before.
Bob wants to do business. Okay, I think Bob wants to do business all the time. The problem is not necessarily Bob, it's people in PBC too. As Sakura had a interview and asked a question and kind of got a direct response. Sakura, remember that? I mean, it is Leonard Ellerby. I mean, kind of holding back some things as well.
Yeah,
so,
but who's stupid in this case? In the fact that Mayweather went with Bob Arum to start his career, sued him to get out of it. Mikey Garcia went with Bob Arum at the beginning of his career, sued him to get out of it. Is he really screwing fighters or not? Are these guys just stupid to the fact that they believe that Bob Arum is really the person that bettered their life because of whatever he's doing for them, or are they just stupid to the fact?
Without Bob Arum, is there a Floyd Mayweather though? I mean, he built these guys.
So he says, but yes, absolutely. Without Bob Arum, there was a Floyd Mayweather, guaranteed.
I don't know if he would be the name he is. The problem with Arum,
like getting off the subject. Listen, okay, let's reel it back in. Boy, y'all be getting into it with Mayweather.
No, because this is a good subject, and it's an honest subject. These people are suing Bob Arum because of a particular reason.
The thing is,
people just had problems with Golden Boy too. Ryan
Yeah, I
Garcia
mean,
was ready to go. Canelo had issues with him over his belt at the WBA. So it's like that's
each
across
promoter
the
has their
board. People
issues.
have
Yeah,
problems.
yeah.
Andre Ward had problems with
Rock Nation.
yes, like
No,
they
he had problems with DeBella. When he
yeah,
went with
Dubella,
Oh, I
Rock
see.
yeah.
Nation helped him out of that deal.
Right. So, but what I'm saying is that happens across the board. I think Rob's first point was a valid point and makes more sense as to why Bob would say that. Yes, it is an in-house deal, but also Shakur is not a household name. He is not well known by even boxing fans yet. So, what? Well, some boxing fans. But what I'm saying is, basically, if he fights Lomo, Bob Arum knows that he then makes Shakur more well known. Because it's a crossover, right? You know what I'm saying? They're going to be watching for Lomo, but then they might also become a Stevenson fan. Like, they know the marketing tools of it. So, in order for him to make his second light lightweight be more elevated as far as marketing, if he does put him in a fight with Lomo, then he's able to basically, cross market and make him more known. So that is a really good, legitimate reason why he would want to have that fight versus Haney, which would be actually elevating Haney in the lightweight division rather than his own boxing person.
Not to mention, I mean, like we talked about earlier, not even as far as sharing the revenue goes, but it's just harder to deal and make a deal happen if you're signed on exclusively to DAZN, if you're signed on exclusive to PBC. Like, I have to deal with ESPN. That's it. We're good after that, you know? So
Mm,
it just makes life easier. But I don't even think necessarily he's thinking about even setting that fight up. Right now, it's more just like, hey, mentioning my other fighter here. He's good too. Don't forget about him. That's kind of all that was. I don't really foresee them making that fight. Right now, Lomachenko would pick that poor kid apart, and it would not be right. And Bob Arum's not that dumb to just let him chew up a possible future cash cow for Bob Arum.
Well, not just that. Ward has said before he's not ready.
But
but guys, do you not also see that what he failed to mention as options as well was Tiafino or Comey?
Here we go. Here we go.
He failed to mention those two as possible fights
I
as
mean,
well.
yeah. Here we go. What is y'all infatuation with Timofimo?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? The discussions I've seen on the What's Up app this whole week about
Oh,
y'all with
well, I'm
Tio.
not really sure, but my thing is, I mean, the reason I'm interested in it is because that's supposed to be the eliminator
Yeah. Okay.
for the
Okay.
title. So that's why I'm interested in it. But Tio did not perform well in his last fight to me. And I know there was some personal issues going on, but at the same time, you're supposed to be a professional. So that should not have entered the ring. And also, I'm also concerned about the fact that Comey is way taller than him. And his last opponent was also a bit taller than him and caused him a lot of problems.
Right.
So I'm concerned about it on that level.
That being said, Timo and Comey aren't ready. They're not ready.
not ready for what, bro?
Lomachenko.
Wait a minute. What? You confusing the shit out of me. You were just sitting up here saying Lomachenko ain't shit, but now you're saying Teofimo and Comey ain't ready? Why they gotta be ready if he ain't pound for pound, if he ain't up there in his game?
They're not ready.
So you're admitting Lomachenko's pretty damn good. Is that
He's
what I'm
good,
getting?
yes. He's better than them.
Finally!
He's better than
Well, you
them.
at least got that out of him.
Man.
Yeah. Here's my issue with Tio. Tio's
Okay.
not ready for none of that. Not ready for none of that. And he's proven that. Look at the last fight when he actually was at ringside on a Lomachenko fight. He didn't even look at Lomachenko in the ring. That tells me two things. One, you're not trying to study him. You're not trying to put him on your radar. Two, you're not ready.
Okay. Okay. Well, Lucas, do you feel like Tio or Comey is ready for a Lomo fight?
No, not yet. After the Tio fight, the last Tio fight, I was like, no. It seemed like Lomachenko would have picked him apart. Comey, I think Comey's a little different. Comey's awkward style thing would cause problems for Lomachenko, but I still see Lomachenko walking away with it. Look, kind of like the Campbell fight just did, at least in my eyes. Yeah, you agree?
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree.
So
No,
now,
you good, Rob.
now again, I thought Lomachenko, especially for somebody who's as skilled as Campbell, did really well. You guys still kind of hating on him a little bit, but let's end this show with who you want to see Lomachenko and how do you actually. What does he have to do here? What does he have to do to prove himself to you, Rob? What do you want from Lomachenko?
Move up.
Moving up is not everything,
Move
Rob.
up.
Let's say he beats Tank. The fight happens, he beats Tank.
Not at this weight. I don't think they will fight at this weight, honestly.
Why
I
not?
would say Tank. If he fights Tank right now, or Farmer, I'll give him Farmer. If he fights Farmer at this weight or above, I'll give him some credit. And that's just Farmer. I don't think he will fight Tank at this weight, though. I think they'll have to move up before he fights Tank. And reason being is because I don't give him none of them validity at this weight class. I want them both to move up.
Why is 135 not validity for you?
Because it's 135.
Oh my god. That's why I got to do the disclaimers. But thank you so much, Sakura, for coming on. Rob, for coming to my house, which now I have to choke you when we get off here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Check us out again next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Have a good night.